pretty. Come along. Hey garden gals and guys, it's Steph with Tiny's Garden, gardening in zone 5B/6A in the Chicago suburbs. Today I am bringing you with me as I start some seeds for my parents. We're actually going to visit them next weekend, so I only have about 8 or 9 days until we'll put these in the ground for them, but still it'll give them a head start and get them going. And these are all warm season things. I've got some warm season flowers, also a couple cooler ones in there, and then tomatoes and cucumbers, which obviously go out after the last frost. Now, today is my last frost date of April 25th here. They live about 2.5 hours away in Indiana, and so they're roughly the same time frame with the last frost. So when we go visit them, I am thinking I'll probably get these in the ground for them. I decided to go ahead and use soil blocks because I can fit a lot of seeds on this little of space. I think I can do at least 2 to 4 blocks on each of these, and that would be 40 to, what's 20 times 4? 80. So that's plenty of seeds. And actually, for my dad, he's all vegetables. Tomatoes and cucumbers are going to be this one. So he'll probably just have 2 of these, which are the 2-inch soil blocks, and about 8 plants. And I've got some extra tomatoes for him I've already started. Either way, it saves me space, and it's easier to travel with these like on the dashboard in front of me than a cell tray, which I was planning on using, but I can use less dirt and then I can still start some zinnias and things like that for me in here. I'm going to do both direct sowing with zinnias and start some because I do have the Flora Originals, and I want to make sure some of them get a really good start inside, as well as try direct sowing them, so that one of the methods should definitely work for me. However, my mother didn't want any of those, so none for her. So I've already affectionately labeled the trays Mom's Flowers and the date that I'm planting, and Dad's Veggies. When I'm doing my soil blocking, I'll bring you down here and show you what the soil looks like. It's more saturated with water than what I'm doing with my soil for regular cell trays. So as I flip this, you'll definitely see that there's water involved. And then when I come in with my trusty soil blocker and go back and forth, I want to be able to see some water kind of streaking below here. So I could even have a little more. I'm gonna pack this last corner in and that corner up here. And for this medium, I'm using Vermont Compost Company and only Vermont Compost Company. And then when we come in here and press up, that's a good block. Now I'm not planting these at the proper time. I've got a bunch of Johnny Seeds packets here, and ideally these are started before this time, and I'll take you through that as I go through these varieties here. Let's go through the flowers first. First we have zinnias, and these should be started ideally 4 weeks before the last frost date, but here we are and it's okay. Veneris Giant Deep Red, Veneris Giant Coral, Queenie Lime Orange, Queenie Lemon Peach. And I sent her pretty much all of my flower packets with the names, and she picked out these few varieties. So she could have had the Flora Originals if she wanted. She chose not to. That's okay, she has some good picks. Then we have what should be started 3 to 5 weeks before the last frost date, are straw flowers. We have King Size Orange. Oh, that's the only straw flower. The other one is a sunflower that you can just direct sow into the garden, and they actually tend to do that better because they don't like to be transplanted, but I'm just gonna start her a couple in a little block. These ideally, if you're growing on in soil blocks, should be in 2-inch blocks though, because they do get so big very quickly. And this is the Desert Sun Sunflower. And then lastly, we have Cosmos that should be started 5 to 7 weeks before the last frost date, and that is Fizzy White and Cupcakes Blush. Then for Dad's vegetables, I'm gonna try using some seed packets that are older. I'm not sure if they're going to come to fruition, to be honest, but I've got them and I'm gonna try them for him. At the very least, I've got some tomatoes that we've already started that are looking great, and he'll get some of those. These we have Galahad tomato, striped German, and green zebra. And then a cucumber Corinto. So I'm gonna bust these blocks out and then sow. And just like that, 20, 40, 60 blocks, that's plenty for her flowers. And then here we go, the big 2-inch soil blocker. If I have a hole or any space, I just fill it in with my big spatula tool here. It works just fine. Ooh, I think that sprayed dirt onto my face. I think we need to go diagonal, actually. I love it when you get a nice clean slate and get ready to put it out. I'm doing something that I don't recommend doing. I'm actually moving a couple blocks just so I can fit them all within the flat part. They do fall apart a little bit, but they'll be okay. So I'm gonna do 6 tomatoes for him and 2 cucumber plants. Now, because these are older, I mean, this is from 2021, packed for 2021. I'm gonna put a lot of seeds in there. Usually I would do 2 to 3. I'm gonna do like 5. And then I can come in and thin the ones that I don't want. Now these will definitely be on heat mats because if you look at the back of the packet, they like 75 to 90 degrees for germination. Oh my gosh, a bird just flew into my window. Did you guys hear that? Oh, I feel terrible. I think he broke his wing. Oh my word. I think he just passed away. He just flipped over and is lying still without moving. Okay, this is a family show. I'm not gonna show that. But my mama's heart is a little in distress. That was loud. Okay, back to tomatoes. This one only has 2 little seeds left, so good luck, little seeds. I guess I should have opened these and looked completely because I have no more cucumbers left. Sorry, Dad. He'll be fine. He's just gonna get some other things. Let's give him a Mad Hatter pepper. These I grew a couple years ago, and we'll see if they grow this year. Then we'll do Cherokee Purple, Sun Gold tomatoes, Sunrise Bumblebee, and Indigo Cherry Drops. Which these are the ones I already grew for him, but maybe it's more for us then. Sunrise Bumblebee. Oh, I forgot. These are for this year, so I don't have to put that many in. And then all I have to do is take some of this dirt and cover up the top on these 2-inch blocks. Then I've got my heating mat already plugged in. Dad is done, and I'm just gonna put a humidity dome over it. I have better luck with the humidity dome like this than saran wrap with these blocks. So now on to Mom. This is how big a sunflower seed is. It's pretty big compared to other seeds. So when your seed is that big, you can usually figure that you're gonna want to start in a little bigger soil block. Again, because I'm getting these to her in less than 2 weeks, I'm just gonna start them in here and then really get them in the ground quickly in 9 days or so. Now for straw flowers. Remember, you're not covering straw flower seeds because light aids in germination. So when you see that on the seed packet, you're just putting that seed delicately on top of the soil, maybe pressing it a little bit, but not covering it. Because if you cover it and it's in complete darkness, it's not gonna germinate. Then we have cosmos. Like I said before, ideally you're starting these 5 to 7 weeks before your last frost. It does say that you can direct seed them after your last frost, so technically I could do this tomorrow or even today because it's not supposed to freeze tonight in my own garden. So we'll see. I might try that with some of these cosmos in my raised beds, just direct sowing instead of starting them inside since we're already at the season. And then lastly, we have zinnias. Zinnias do want to be covered, and they also want a very warm atmosphere, so 80 to 85 degrees for germination, which means they're definitely going to be on a heat mat. All of these warmer season flowers do prefer usually a higher germination temperature, so I definitely use a heat mat. Unless the area that you're growing in is already around 80, 85, then you would be good to go. And I'm putting about 2 of these zinnias in each cell just to ensure I get a decent germination rate. If I have 2 come up, I'll just thin to 1 so that there's 1 in each cell. So with these zinnia seeds, like I said, I'm doing about 2 in each cell, and then I'm pressing them down, and then I'm just coming in with a little extra dirt and covering them up just so that they're nice and secure in there. I'm gonna give her some Venery's Giant Salmon Rose because it's my personal favorite out of zinnias that I've grown. Comment below and let me know what your favorite zinnia is. They're such an easy beginner flower. If you are new to doing cut flowers, I highly recommend you grow them because, like I said, you can direct sow them right in the soil. You don't have to start them inside, and then they just grow, and the more you cut them, the more they grow. A really low maintenance cut flower and so beautiful with a long base life. Then my last step before I put it under the grow light is to use some vermiculite and gently sprinkle it on top. Vermiculite helps with moisture control, and I'm just going to be delicate, especially over those straw flower blocks because they don't like to be completely covered. So I'll do that one a little lighter. And now it's time to go under the lights. Okay, so I'm just gonna add this one in here. I could put a little vermiculite on the tomatoes. I'm not gonna worry about it. My heat mat is on. I'll use this large one to cover both of these up. Actually, I need a bigger one. Okay, coming in here. Voila, wonderful. And these will stay under these lights for 16 hours a day. I'll also have a fan oscillating on them for some airflow. And it is 9 days later. I wanted to give you an update because look how great these are doing. These are all the tomatoes, and you can see even the old ones from 3 years ago came up. So this is your testimony to try your old seeds and see if they work. And then we've got mom's flowers. You can see the sunflowers are the big ones right here in the front. I told you they get big. That's why usually I would prefer 2-inch soil blocks. And then we've got the zinnias and the skinny ones right up here are cosmos. And the little straw flowers came up as well. So super success story on all of these. So all that's left to do is take a pair of needle nose shears and come in and thin each cell down to 1 plant per cell so that that plant can really grow and have all of the soil block to expand its roots and receive all the nutrients, and it'll be a healthier plant. Now earlier in this video you heard that we were going to take these in about 9 days. Well, that would have been today, but we had to cancel my trip because I thought I could potentially be going into labor a couple nights ago. So it's getting more difficult. I'm at 32 weeks on Monday, and I'm not sure these babies are gonna wait until June 10th to come. Today is May 4th, so it is 9 days later since I planted or sowed these seeds. So hopefully mom and dad can come up and get them because I'm staying put by the doctors now. So it's been a week. I got diagnosed with gestational diabetes. And so I'm drawing my blood 4 times a day, monitoring all my food. It's a couple days in bed. It's just been a lot, but we're gonna get through it. We're gonna get all the seedlings in the beds tomorrow. I have 3 or 4 videos I need to edit and upload for you, but I'm just taking it a day at a time because resting has become really important. So thank all of you for your well wishes and encouragement and patience. And I hope everything's going well in your gardens, that you're getting your seedlings out, that things are thriving, because it's that time of the year, my friends. So comment below and let me know if you grew any veggies, if you've started anything a little late, because there's still time. You'll get them in the ground. Please remember to subscribe if you haven't yet. We'll see you in the next one. Happy planting, everybody. Bye.